Hello beadlings, welcome back. Today's tutorial is going to be on these little Stim candies. They fit on your thumb and you can play with them. These are really good for if you get anxiety, you need something to stim with, you get overstimulated. Keep one of these on you at the rave or the festival and you can just fiddle with it. And I have found that these help tremendously. This design is something that was introduced to me by one of my mutuals next to the normal on TikTok. So I'm really excited to show you how to make these today. Supplies. So what you're going to need is you're going to need pony beads. I'm going to do this in 3 colors just to make it easier to teach you. But you can do whatever colors you want, obviously. You're going to need string, candy needle. I always use these when I'm making any kind of cuff or X-base or anything. I guess this is technically optional, but I find that it makes things go a lot faster. So if you want to snag one yourself, search for plastic yarn needles. I believe this one is a 7 centimeter. Scissors for cutting the string, and then you are also going to need some assorted smaller beads. These are going to go around the middle of your little cuff, so you want to make sure that they are not too tall. Let me actually measure this. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, hello, I'm back. So the tallest that you want any of these spinner beads to be is 1 centimeter tall. That's how tall these letter beads are, is about 1 centimeter. And you can see that is just about the tallest that this is going to tolerate and still be able to spin well, because you want it to be able to spin really freely, right? So it doesn't really matter what kind of beads you use for this, as long as they are 1 centimeter or less tall. And then you don't want them to be too thick, right? You don't want them to stick out past the little bumpers. So I don't even know how fat that is. Use your best judgment, basically. This is an experiment. Experiment away is my answer to that. And then for the number of beads, it's obviously going to depend on the size of the beads that you use, but it is going to be roughly 20 beads, give or take a few. So I've grabbed a little bit more than I'm going to use just so that I can play around with this pattern, but that's approximately what you need. And then for pony beads, these are very small, so you don't need a ton of pony beads. One moment while I count. All right. My math skills are bad, but I'm pretty sure this uses 85 pony beads. So as long as you have 85 pony beads and about 20 small beads and then string and scissors and all that good stuff, you're good to go. As you can see, I've been making a ton of these. The letter beads here are from Basehead Beads. They're the Basehead Beads letter beads. These ones are the edgy font. These ones are, I think this is from the pastel set, but this font is what they use for the original and the pastel. And these little mini beads, little mini dinosaurs, little mini aliens, those are also from Basehead Beads. The other tiny beads, the little tiny pony beads, are mini pony beads. I get them from beadtin.com. I think I got these at Dollar Tree, these ones. I've just been collecting beads for a very long time, and so sometimes I don't remember where I got them from. All right, now let's do the tutorial. First things first, you're going to tie your string onto your candy needle, and I just do a little granny knot like that for this first round. And what we're going to do is we are going to make a very small candy single. We're going to do 15 beads. Those 15 beads are going to make our base, right? So for me, I'm going to do them all in this darkest color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to take the string off the needle. I'm going to push the beads all down to one end, and I'm going to tie it off. So when we tie it off, we're going to have a short end and we're going to have a long end. And when you tie it off, you do want to tie it fairly tight. You don't want all of the stretch to be gone from the string, but it's not going to have to stretch to fit over anybody's wrist, so it can be a bit tighter than normal. Okay, and I just did a triple granny knot there. Now take our scissors and I'm going to cut off this short end. Sometimes people like to leave the short end and use it to tie off at the very end. I think that ends up looking kind of sloppy, so I don't do it, but if you want to do that, you absolutely can. Now we're going to take the long end and we're going to tie our needle onto the long end, And for this one, I like to do a double knot because I want it to stay on the needle and not come off until I'm done. Perfect. Now I'm going to run my string through a couple of beads to just hide the knot. Perfect. And now we are going to do a little X base. So we are coming out of this bead. We are going to add 3 beads of our center color, which I'm going to use this clear one for, or translucent, transparent, whatever. Add 3. The string is coming out of a bead going that way, so I'm going this way. I'm going to skip over the next 2 beads, and I'm going to go into that 3rd one right there. And I'm going to pull it tight. And see, after you futz with it a little bit, it makes a little tiny point. Okay, great. Holding it tight, pinch so that it does not lose that tension. And 1, 2, 3, add 3 beads. Skip over the next 2 and go into the 3rd. Just like that. And we do that all the way around. If I had a sponsor, I would do an ad read right here, but I don't. So instead, I will just say, have you drunk any water today? If not, you should go drink some water. Okay, so now we are about to be back at the beginning. We're adding our last little point, and we are going to go into, we're skipping over 2. We're going to go into that 3rd bead here, which is also, this is the first bead that we came out of for doing this row. And we're going to go through this bead. We're going to go through the next 2 beads, and we're going to come out of the center bead here. Just like that. And now you'll have kind of this fat little star looking shape. And yes, it is sitting flat right now, but don't worry, that is about to change because now we are going to add 3 beads and go into the center bead of the next little triangle over. So 1, 2, 3, and into that center bead. And I fucked up the pattern. Hang on a second. We're going to go back up, back out here. My bad. So sorry. Okay. Boop. Do over. Okay, so we are coming out of this center bead, and all of these little points are lying flat. That's totally fine. That's going to change with our next round. So we are only doing 1x high, which means for this round, we are again going to do 3 beads, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3, just like that. So we're doing 1 bead of this center color, 1 bead of the original single, and 1 bead of the center color, because this is going to be the top of our X. We're only doing 1x. Okay, so coming out of the center, we go into the next center bead over, and we pull that tight, and when we pull that tight, it is going to make it start standing up. This is why keeping the tension is very tight is important on this one, because you only have 1x, so your tension is what's going to keep it upright. Okay, so coming out of the center bead, I'll show you again. We do 1, 2, 3, just like that, and over to the next center bead, and we pull it tight. And as I'm going, you can see I'm kind of like pulling the center bead up to make it into a little point. That is totally fine and allowed. It is not considered cheating. And we do this all the way around, which does not take very long since it is only 15 beads around. Okay, and this is our last one. So again, remember, you're going to go into this center bead and then up through the next 2. Don't skip this center bead and go directly into this one. Go into the center bead here and then up through 2. This is what it should look like. Okay, and pull it tight. And that finishes that round. And this is approximately what it should be looking like right now. Perfect. Scoot you over, and now we're going back to that original first color that I did for the bottom single, and we're going to finish off the top of this X base. So in between each center bead, we're going to put 2 beads. 1, 2, and into the next center bead, all the way around. I keep getting comments from people asking to show like making the whole thing, but do you guys get bored in these long stretches like this where I'm not talking and I'm just making? Okay, and this is the last one, so we are going to go through here like that, through that one center bead. Okay, so now you have your X base part of this is done. We're going to add the bumpers, so we are coming out of a center bead. These beads here are called contact beads because they're the beads you contact when you add 3D layers to an X base. So now we are coming out of a contact bead here, and we are going to, using our third color, add 3 beads, 1, 2, 3, and go into the next contact bead over. Remember, you're always traveling in the same direction as the string. 1, 2, 3, into the next contact bead. We do this all the way around. Like, I know for me, when I watch tutorials, this is the kind of stuff I always fast forward through, so I figured just cutting it would save time. But if this is helpful to keep in, please let me know. Okay, and then so we're back at the beginning. We go through that first contact bead, right? We pull it tight. And I am lazy. I don't like tying on more string. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to travel diagonally down to the base. So I'm going to go through these 3 beads and then come out, these 4 beads, and then come out of a contact point on the opposite side of the cuff. And now we're going to repeat that. We're going to do 3 beads, 1, 2, 3, and go into the next contact point. Just like that, all the way around. Okay, first of all, yes, I know I said contact bead and then I said contact point. It's the same thing. Sometimes words are hard. And secondly, Izumi Curtis says hello. Okay, so we are going back into that first contact bead that we came out of. And now we tie off. I like to just run up through another bead to the original starting single, and then I'm going to tie off. I do have, if this part is hard for you to follow, I do have a video separately that just shows how I tie off Kandi. But you run your string underneath that starting single, so you have a little loop, and then you go through the loop you created and pull that tight. And I just do that 3 times for a little triple knot situation. Oops. My bad. I'm sorry. Did not mean to bonk you in the face there. Perfect. So we've got a triple knot, and now we are going to cut off the long end. Okay, so that is the base of our little thumb Kandi. If this is too small for your thumb, it will also work with 18 beads as the starting single. I did 15 because that's what fits on my thumb the best. 18 will also work. Going smaller than 15 beads does not work in my experience. It is too square, and it doesn't really go. But if you are somebody with very small hands, it is, I suppose, worth a shot. Okay, we are going to do the middle rotator part now. All right, so I've grabbed my smaller beads, and I still have enough string left over, which is very nice, that I can just use this to do the rotator part. We're not going to use the needle, so I double knotted it on here earlier. I have found that if you grab right here after a double knot and you just kind of make it go.
A few moments later.
There we go. Okay, so I got the leftover string off of the needle, and as you can see, it wraps around twice, just like that, which means I have enough string to do what I need to do. Literally, I'm just going to take these and start laying them out in a little pattern, because I like repeating patterns. I think they're nice. I think they're neat. Okay, that's enough of a repeating pattern for me to get started on. And I like to start in the middle and work my way out to the sides. All right, this part is literally just me putting beads on string. There is nothing else to it than that. so I'm not going to show you the whole thing. Just showing you enough so you know you're not missing out on anything by me not showing you this whole sequence. Okay, so this looks to me like it is approximately the right length, but let's try it on. So this part is, you want to go slow so you don't drop your beads. You go around like that, and you see this is actually maybe a little bit big because the beads meet in the middle like that without me even trying to stretch the string at all. And when you tie this on, you want to tie it on super, super tight so it doesn't fall off. So I'm actually going to take off this bead and this bead. Oop. There we go. I'm going to take off a couple beads and I'm going to test it again. So like that. Yeah, okay, see, and so now I have to stretch them a bit to make them meet, which is what I want. So easiest way to do this is like this. You flip the cuff on its side so it's sitting on top of the spinner, and you've got the two ends facing up towards you, and you just very delicately tie like that and pull, and you want to pull as tight as humanly possible. And then while it's pulled super tight, we do another knot on top of that. See how I'm using my fingers to keep it tight? Boop, just like that. So now we got a double knot, and I'll do one more for luck. Triple knot. And we go. Snip, snip. And let's see which way this goes. Like that. Flip all my beads the right way. Perfect. And now you have a little thumb stim rotator cuff. Ta-da! That is it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you, if you like the channel, if you want to support what I do, drop a like, leave a comment, share the video, do all of the internet things that we all know how to do at this point in our lives. And if you want to extra support the channel and you like what I'm doing, I have a Patreon. It is $3 a month, I think, is the lowest tier. If you have $3 a month you want to throw my way to support what I'm doing here, I would massively appreciate that. And additionally, you're about to see credits of my existing patrons who are amazing and who I love very much. If you are in my Patreon, you do get these tutorials early. I post them there a couple days or sometimes even a week or two early, depending on my schedule. I post updates, I post little behind the scenes things over there. And yeah, anyway, shit's hard out here being an artist, and I love you guys for watching. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Plur.